people, what we're saying, what we're spraying black again with another stream. And I won't lie, I do like the combined 11s. I ain't done one in a while because we've been going through the international break. But people, real football is back. Real football has returned. And it's only right that we do the combined 11. You get me? And, you know, to do the combined 11 with me, we got a great Nottingham Forest fan, you know, man like Wolfie from Forest Fan TV. So I'm going to say it real early. Forest Fan TV, their channel is in the title. Their channel is in the description. What do we say about people in the village? We support other people in the village. Yeah, so don't be frauds. There is no excuse. You know what to do. Make sure you're also subscribing to the whoa. So that might happen a few times with my camera. If it happens, just ignore it. I'll be back real soon. So look, while you're at it, subscribe to the village. You know, we got many missions. And for us to achieve them missions, we need some more Shinobi up in the village. We're real close to 1.7K. So y'all know what to do. Don't be frauds. Also, drop a comment on the video because, yeah, it just helps the algorithmen. You know what I mean? So look, yeah. Before I bring Wolfie on, I'm just going to explain the rules. So we will only be picking available players. So anybody confirmed injured or anyone confirmed suspended cannot be chosen. We are only considering form this season. So it doesn't matter who's the overall better player. It only matters about what has happened this season in all competitions, right? And if me and Wolfie cannot agree on a position, then it will go to a poll where the village can decide. However, super chats can override everything. Yeah. So if we put a player there and you're like, no, that player's not being there in the combined 11, send in a super chat, it gets changed. The only way it gets changed again if someone bids higher. So let's bring Wolfie through. How you doing? How you doing, bro?
Yes, bro. Bro, international football gone.
Yeah,
gone,
it's gone.
Gone too much. Thank God.
It's beautiful, man. It is really beautiful, man. I can't lie. I hate international break. I won't
Same.
lie. I won't lie.
Same.
I hate it with a passion. Like it is so pointless. Like especially when it's the UEFA Nations League. Like who gives a shit, man? Do you know what I mean? Like
I was born in Scotland, man. I was like, I ain't gonna watch international football. I just watch World Cups and Euros. That's it. That's it. Maybe Copa America if I'm still up for those weird hours. But yeah, man, bring back proper football.
Oh, well, what do you make of this? Only Wood makes it into the combined 11.
I'm recording all these comments. Yeah, I recorded all the Liverpool's comments when we did this. Yeah, and everyone knows what happened to them. So yeah, I'm making notes. I'm making notes. Man, it's like seriously.
Do you know what? Yeah, just obviously, just before we do go in to the combined 11, like let's talk a bit about, I guess, feelings for the game. So, like me personally, like I've been very open whatever stream I've been on, whether it's been my own or other people's, is that I don't think this game is going to be a walk in the park. Like I know there's a lot of Arsenal fans. Oh, whoa, we're gone again. We're going again. We're going again. You know what?
What have I been spoken, man? What's good?
Yeah, we're just gonna wait. We're gonna have to roll like this.
That's your better angle, bro. That's a better angle.
Yeah. Don't worry, people. I'll sort out the lights in a minute. So, yeah, a lot of Arsenal fans are thinking it's going to be a guaranteed win. I don't believe that. I think that this could potentially be one of the hardest games that we've played this season. I actually am quite fearful of your forward line and what potentially your forward line could do to Arsenal. I also think that Morgan Gibbs-White being back plays a massive part in, I guess, any success that you guys would have in this game. And as it currently stands, I have it being a narrow draw. So I'm going for like a 2-2. That's what I've currently gone with. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and while you're letting me know your thoughts, I'm gonna go and sort out the heavenly lights falling from the sky in it.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Yeah, for me, it's about how Arsenal want to approach us. Are they going to do what Liverpool did and look at this game and think, yeah, we can and should be winning this match? If you do that, then I reckon you fall into the Forest trap, which is what Liverpool did. If you come out and try to be over aggressive, over attacking against Forest, you're going to play into our game plan. We are undefeated away from home at Anfield, Stamford Bridge, Brighton. We've played a lot of decent teams away from home. And we're playing better away from home than at home. And it's suiting us. It's suiting us when teams come onto us to attack and then leave that space in the back. And then your chat's funny, mate. Your chat's funny. But yeah, so if you leave us space to attack in the back, you overcommit. Yeah, that's where we can hit you. And it's more so, I'm more confident in our defense than anything else, bro. Murillo and Milenkovic are just rocks, bro. They're absolute rocks. And that's what we base our stuff on. Once we kind of, I think what he will do, he'll save Alanga and Hudson-Odoi for the second half. I think what Nuno will want is 60 minutes, 0-0. Naki your players out a little bit. I don't think, for me, Arsenal just haven't got the depth at the moment in the squad.
Yeah.
And then, frustrate the home crowd, frustrate the players, and then bring on width. I think what you're going to see is a boxy midfield, a mid-block, trying to frustrate Arsenal. And then in that second half of the second half, that's when he'll try and win the game. So, yeah, I think it's going to be narrow. We both got solid defense. I think we've conceded 10. You conceded, 12, I think, this season?
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, so it's like solid defense. And I think a lot for you guys will depend on how fit is Odegaard now he's back. How match sharp is he? Because I think you've been lacking creativity, man.
So,
like,
yeah.
Loads of we talked about it plenty on Never a Foul, haven't we? So it's an interesting one. And the other element is, how do you come out of an international break? Do you know what I mean? There's always that little reset button. Is it been good for Arsenal? Is this going to be like when you came back from the Dubai trip last year? That's the kind of vibes I'm getting from the Arsenal fan base is, all right, what's happened has happened. Let's not look backwards. Let's look forward. I think you got us, West Ham United. You guys need to seriously, if you still think you're in a title race, which is a whole other debate, you need 9 out of 9 on this. Otherwise, if you lose to us, you're done. That's it. Title over again.
I think if we draw to you and Man City and Liverpool win, then it's that. Like, look, I'm one of the Arsenal fans that a lot of people are now calling me depressed and reactionary and not an Arsenal fan, and all of the following. Just for saying,
bro,
just for saying that. I think
when you speak your mind, you're not allowed to. You gotta go with the narrative or shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's like I always tell people, man, I'm not married to Arteta, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not married to Arteta. I don't have to do till death do us part. It's not through sickness and health. None of that. Like, I'm allowed to call out where I see like things going wrong, and I think we could potentially already be out of the title race, like already. Like, because I was saying to Dan and Jamie Phillips is that it's not solely about Liverpool anymore. Like, they play a big part in it, but does any Arsenal fan really genuinely believe that Liverpool are going to drop 9 points and Arsenal are not going to drop any more points? Like, does anyone realistically believe that? So what Arsenal actually need is Liverpool to drop between 13 to 15 points. Are Liverpool going to drop 13 to 15 points? Based on what I've seen so far, I highly doubt it. So, yeah, I'm not so confident, but I do also understand that we could go on a 10-game win streak. And in that time, Liverpool play Man City. They play
2 weeks.
someone.
Yeah, this is key match for you lot. You need a draw there.
Yeah, if we get a draw there.
Yeah, because a lot of the narrative is Liverpool. You're still like 4 points behind Man City. I know they've done the 4P as we took the piss out of Daps with, but we all know they could string not just 10 in a row, man. They could go 15, 20 comfortably. Yeah, so giving them a 4-point lead, it's basically a 9-point lead. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like in reality, Liverpool got the 9-point lead or whatever it is. Man City's 4-point lead for me is like a 9-point lead. Pep's not going to keep getting it wrong.
Yeah, he's not. And
It's going to be tough.
And also, so I've been hearing that Kevin De Bruyne's back, Jack Grealish is back, Kanji's back, and John Stones is back. So we're definitely going to be seeing a completely different Manchester City going forward. But I do believe that even though I hate the international break personally, I think this international break couldn't have come at a better time for Arsenal. We just needed a period of time where it was like, okay, stop this form that we're on. Like, we needed something to just stop us playing games and allow us to just sit back, reflect, and figure out a new way to go forward, because whatever we've been doing thus far just ain't working. So I guess it's the silver lining, the small silver
But
lining.
the thing is, you can only control what you can control. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Football's about pressure. It's always about pressure and momentum. If you can get a winning streak going, then you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. Out of the three up there, if I had to pick one that I want to win, it would be Arsenal. Well, it would be Forest, obviously, because technically we're still up there, right?
Yeah.
But other the three, Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal, because my boy's an Arsenal fan, it would be good if he saw some silverware in his lifetime, So I don't mind you guys winning it, but my problem with you guys is you haven't got a striker and your manager's not good enough. That's an outsider looking in. That's my assessment of it. And just the mentality, man. I remember when you threw it away at the City ground 2 years ago. Yeah. It was coming, man. It was just like the mentality wasn't there. What was it? 8 points clear. 8 points clear. At that stage, he should have been gotten rid of. Or at the very latest last season. Because I look at Arsenal and I think back, bro, to the Wenger eras, the Invincibles and all that, where you lot had standards. Yeah. This would not be acceptable. I get there's newer, younger generations watching football now who are seeing, the crap that you lot were producing a few years ago, and this is better. And for me, Arteta's been a transitional manager and very good for doing that. But if you want to get to that place where you were back in the day, I don't see he's the guy, bro. I really don't.
And you know what? Yeah, I think that's a fair opinion to have. I really do. I think that's a fair opinion to have. But God forbid I say that as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
The guns start coming out. Anti-Hooks Brigade. Everyone's doing marches with their pickets. Oh, you're not a real Arsenal fan. So it's like, it's crazy, isn't it? But do you know what? Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a big problem within the Arsenal fan base where they get annoyed when Arsenal fans start talking with the same balance as rival fans. It really does frustrate them, innit? But hey, do you know what we say?
Do you think it's a generational thing? Do you think people who were seeing because that team, bro, like as an outsider, I would admire that team. Henry, friggin' the Invincibles, Vieira, Petit, all that. That was a proper team. You look at that team and you think that team is built properly. Yeah. I look at this team and it's not the same. It's just not the same. What's our away record? Undefeated, bro. Undefeated away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's only two teams in the world or in Europe that are undefeated. Forest and Liverpool away from home. Facts.
Okay. See, look, and you know what, yeah? You know me, Wolfie. I have a soft spot for Nottingham Forest because we're blood brothers, man. We wear the red because of you.
How's the kit, bro? How's the kit?
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So I'm actually, and just as in general, just as a football fan, it really annoys me when we just see the same teams all the time in the top four. Same team. I like it when a team comes about and shakes. Like, I liked it when Leicester City won the league, even though it was at the expense of Arsenal. I still liked the fact that in this league, that is usually heavily dominated by maybe 2 or 3 teams, an outsider was able to come along and just say, hey, no, we're going to win the league. I like that. To me, that's what makes the Premier League better than all the other leagues, is that it's not always the same teams or same set of teams that are winning the league. So, I mean...
Agreed. I couldn't agree more, bro. And that's why, as a kid, watching football, I hated Man U, man. Yeah. Like Fergie this, Fergie that. So when Arsenal started to put together that team, I'm like, go for it. You know, put them out their place and what have you. So, yeah, I've got plenty of time for Arsenal, but I will call it straight, man. I would like to see you guys do. I mean, it's no skin off my nose whether or not you do, but I just look at it now and it fascinates me. Your fan base fascinates me because I feel so divided.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if you were to lose to us, maybe throw a few points here and there in your next coming games, there has to be serious questions on Arteta. I think anything short of silverware this season, and I'm talking proper silverware, that's a failure, man. Because you got to now. I've been hearing the excuse about, oh, how can anyone win the league with Klopp and Pep in there? He's doing the best he can. Yeah. I mean, didn't Wenger take on Fergie? You know, that's like I never hear Arsenal fans arguing that point. What's Slot doing now? Where's the project with Slot? He's straight in at the top. You know, it's like there needs to be harsher questions asked in the Arsenal fan base than are being asked right now.
100%. 100 million%. And look, Wenger did it for what? He won the league 3 times in 7 years. So, but hey, like
the style hooks. It was the style. The style of that football team was ridiculous, bro. It was ridiculous. It baffles me. If I have to put it down to a generational thing, that this is acceptable.
Exactly. And it is a generational thing because I was speaking to Troops about this earlier on, which is there's a whole bunch of Arsenal fans now that have only supported Arsenal in the mud. So when they're looking at Arsenal now, this is the best that they've ever seen Arsenal. So why would they want to change? This is the best that they've ever seen. So to them, it doesn't get any better than this. Whereas myself and yourself and people that, saw the glory days of Arsenal, they're like, okay, Arsenal was like up here, and like right now we're like somewhere here. So we know that there's a gap that can be closed to get us back to the glory days. So and the worrying thing for me as an Arsenal fan is that the more that time goes on, the less of fans of my era will be alive.
Yeah.
And my club will just be dominated by people with no standards at all.
Yeah.
And then it's like the Kroenkes that they're just there with their cigars and their whiskey,
counting their cash, man. Yeah.
They're just laughing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we do need.
You gotta respect the history, bro. It's like I wasn't born when Forest were winning European Cups. Yeah, I saw the Frank Clark era where we were finishing third. That's one of the best with Collymore, Roy, Bohinen, all those type of players. Yeah, but I respect the standards that Forest had. Yeah. But it's in every fan base. But you've got like Forest fans who have only seen Championship football for 23 years. So anywhere in the Premier League is good enough, where I've always wanted to hold my club to the standards that I saw as a kid and the standards that my older Forest mates tell me about, you know? And it's like, don't accept mediocrity. Always want more. Otherwise you get nowhere in life.
100%, 100 million%. So final question. I'll ask you a final question. Yeah. Just before, we go into the combined 11.
It's going to be a bloodbath, bro. I'll tell you.
Do you think that if Arsenal lose this game against Nottingham Forest at home, do you think that could trigger the board into sacking Arteta?
No.
You don't think it's enough?
I don't think so, bro. Unless this whole Edu coming to Forest thing has been disruptive enough. If Edu had some protection over Arteta or something like that, I don't know. I just feel with the Kroenkes, they're almost, like I said, they're great magicians, man, illusionists. Yeah, they've painted this picture that they're sold into the Arsenal project, that they'll do investment in this, that, and the other. But when push came to shove, where was your striker in the summer? Yeah. Where I think they've given Arteta too much power because he's dealing with recruitment, he's dealing with the team and everything. I feel like Arteta's too in control now. I think the pressure would have to come from the fan base first before they would react, and I just don't think there's enough pressure being built up from the fan base on Arteta. So I don't think this will be enough to kill it off. I don't think so, bro.
Okay. But I mean, hopefully hopefully we don't lose on
Well,
Saturday.
from your perspective, yeah.
Well, yeah. Obviously, from your perspective, you want to see us crash and burn. But here we go. Here, obviously, so you know what? Let's start with the manager. And I mean, I can't add a picture yet, but when I do post it on Twitter, I'll add the picture. All right. So from my perspective,
Right.
it's a very easy choice, isn't it? Like I feel like you can only pick Nuno. Like for me,
Agreed.
Nuno's even got a shout for being potentially so far out of these games, manager of the season.
Manager
I
of the
think
season. Yeah.
exactly. I think what the conversation comes down to for manager of the season so far is, do you rate more highly the fact that Slot has come in and done what he's done with Liverpool, or the amazing stuff that Nuno's done with a team that last season was pretty much battling relegation, but now
the whole way.
like which one is kind of more impressive to you? So I think you could flip a coin for either, but yeah, I think that there's no hope in hell that I would like any combined 11 I've been doing. I haven't even been suggesting Mikel.
Now I'm with you on that, bro. For me, the best three managers so far this season are Slot, Nuno, and Marco Silva. I think he's so underrated at Fulham, man. He's been doing a great job for them for years. You know, when we lost Cooper, I'd have done anything for Marco Silva. I think he's brilliant. But yeah, Arteta, with the tools he's been given, he's not produced. Like, you guys, your standards is trophies. That's what it needs to be. And what's he got? One FA Cup halfway through a season when he took over. So yeah, I'm with you on that, bro.
I mean, even Hurts a shout. I feel like what Hurts has been doing has been really good. But we give it to Nuno. Cool. See, look, we're agreeing already.
So far. Early days, bro. Early days.
So far, so good. So goalkeeper. Yeah. Now, okay, so I think this is hard only because I feel like there's not really anything you can pinpoint on Raya. So I don't think any of the bad things that have happened this season you can pinpoint on Raya. Yeah. I would even argue, out of our players, Raya's probably been one of Arsenal's better players by far. I would go that far. But then on the flip side, Sells has just balled out, innit? Like
he's done well, bro. I'm not his biggest fan because I like a goalkeeper's got a little bit of shithousery about him. Sells is, and I mean this in a complimentary way. He's boring. He'll make his saves. He'll clear the ball. He doesn't make any howlers. Now that I've said that, he probably will on Saturday. But he's had like a couple of outstanding games. I think against Chelsea, where we drew him at Stamford Bridge, it was brilliant. Amazing. But yeah, I'm good with Raya, bro. Like I think he's a solid keeper. Yeah, bro. So yeah, I'm happy to go Raya, however it's meant to be pronounced.
Oh, really? Okay. Hey, well, hey man, if you're not gonna battle, I'm not gonna battle with you either. You know,
I come here. I try and be fair, bro. I try and be fair on it. I know where we're gonna get stuck is when we talk about the centre backs. That's where we're gonna have the issues.
Oh, we got the issues with the centre back. Okay. So, right back again. Very.
Well, what are the rules? You said available, yeah.
Yeah, so it can only be players that are available. So players that can actually play in the game on Saturday.
Yeah.
And if we don't agree, it goes to the poll in the village, and anyone that super chats can override whatever we say. Yeah.
So Ben White's out, isn't he?
Yeah, Ben White's out, but I wouldn't have put him in anyway.
All right, Timber. Who's the next on Timber for you? The Timber? I think he's playing in the right back.
But you see, Timber, I could put Timber left back. I think Partey has been really good at right back. But for me, there's only I don't know. It's easy for me. I know. Like
I mean, he's my favorite player, bro. Like he is unreal. Do you know how much he cost us?
How much?
0.
Are you
free transfer?
Where'd you get him from?
It was at Torino in Italy. It was at, and before that, I think he was at Fulham and Chelsea. I've gone blank on it. But yeah, bro, it's not just how good he is on the pitch, it's off the pitch as well. Bro, I just love to chill with him, man. He's just a joker. You know what I mean? He's just always cracking jokes and stuff. So yeah, I fully agree, bro. He is sensational. And he plays both sides and he plays them both just as well. But
He has
right is his
been,
natural.
yeah, he has been playing. Yeah, so I because a lot of people always say to me left back, but I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure every time
he played a lot of last season left back because we didn't have the cover there. And he can play either, but his natural position is right back for me. Was he a former? Yeah, it's Chelsea Academy. That's it.
Okay.
Quality player, man.
Yeah, and he's been really good going forward and defensively as like. It makes
and he's
me
got
wonder.
like the baggiest shorts you've ever seen.
What, basketballer?
yeah. Aina is fit. Views. He is fit.
Okay, cool. It makes me wonder though. Why couldn't we have picked up our Aina? You know, it's a question for another day, and it's a question for another day. So, do you know what? Before we do centre backs, let's do left back.
Let's do left back. Yeah.
Let's do left back. So, my personal. So the person I would put forward from Arsenal would be Yuri and Timber.
Yeah, I mean, I like Timber. And I think he can play anywhere across the back, even at centre back. Done it before.
100%.
Has he yet shown me the Timber that I expected, that I saw in, Eredivisie and what have you? Not quite, but I'm not sleeping on him. I think he's a good defender all round. And I basically wrote off last season for him. Last season doesn't count. It's almost for me like you've signed him this summer.
Yeah.
Still don't think he's fully at his levels, but I can see the potential in him and I like him. Moreno's been brilliant for Forest. He'd be the one I put forward. If I'm going to compromise a position at the back, I'll be all right with Timber. Like if you said to me, swap Timber for Moreno in the Forest back four, yeah, I'd be okay with that. Do you know what I mean? So I'll be all right with him. And Alex Moreno's technically a Villa player, so we can go on that. He's online. Yeah, online. But he's been really good, bro. Really good.
See, I think Timber's been one of our better players this season. Like, just in terms of like nothing that has gone wrong has really been Timber's fault. Like, and Timber's, every time he's played, at least for me, he's been solid. And he's been asked to play in so many different positions. Whenever he's covered at left back, he's done an amazing job. I would even say he could.
What's Calafiori saying? Isn't he fit again?
Yeah, Calafiori's back. Yeah, well, apparently he's meant to be back. But now, like, obviously with the Zinchenko snitching that came out, I don't know anymore. I honestly don't know anymore, innit? Like, cause he was telling me that, apparently Arteta makes injured players just, come on the coach and travel up and go into the into the changing rooms just to throw off the other team manager. So realistically speaking, everybody could be injured at Arsenal.
Zinchenko said that.
Yeah, in his book. Like he says it in his book. He says that Arteta does it to like throw off the other team.
Little mind games and shit. All right.
Yeah, so I mean, I honestly don't know. Whoa, and oh wait, ITK man, you haven't seen his quotes from his book? Go check it out, man. No Saka, but there's another session tomorrow. Saka will be there. Saka will be there. Like, Saka's the one player that no matter how injured he is, like if he's even 30% fit, he plays. So I'll be honest, like whenever I've watched Nottingham Forest, I haven't really paid too much attention to your left back. I'll be completely honest. So
I'm good with Timber, bro. Like, if I'm gonna compromise, I'll compromise Moreno. He's not a Forest player, but I'm not saying he's been bad because he's been really good. But out of the four defenders, if I like put them in order, he would be my fourth choice in the Forest back four. You know what I mean? In terms of like hierarchy.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
I agree with Forest. Oh, I man, just put the whole Forest team in it.
Oh, the whole Forest. Oh, interesting. Just out of curiosity, so I've gone with 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Because that's just the standard formation that I see.
That's what we play, yeah. But we might go 4-3-2-1 against you on Saturday. I've got a little feeling on that.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, our default's 4-2-3-1 as well.
All right, cool, sweet. So now Do you want to do? Should we do centre backs as a pairing, or do you want to do them one by one?
Bro, like I'm saying there's no debate. Our centre back pairing is the best in the league.
What current?
Murillo, Milenkovic. It's better than your centre back pairing. It's better than Liverpool's centre back pairing. It's better than any centre back pairing you can put to the table. They are just unreal, man. Milenkovic and Murillo, Eminem, man, Eminem, the real Slim Shady, man. They're just ridiculously good, bro. And I'll make my point. People say to me, "Oh, what about Liverpool? They've conceded less goals." Well, Liverpool have faced less attacks than they have.
See, because this is what I'm thinking,
bro. Like, I think Milenkovic. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think Milenkovic is better than Murillo.
Oh, really?
Bro, honestly, I've never seen a calmer defender. You know, he reminds me of Vidic. He's Serbian.
He's Serbian as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just unreal, bro. And you know, I see some in the chat saying they haven't heard of him. You'll have heard of him on Saturday. He's just unreal. But I love Murillo. Murillo for me is that fun defender, bro. He can pick the ball up from the goal line and just dribble it all the way up the pitch.
Yeah.
He's flamboyant, Brazilian. He's finally scored his first goal after he tried to score an 85-yarder against Spurs last season and just missed. Like, Murillo is now linked with Real Madrid, Barca, PSG. Yeah, and there's talks they're going to come in January for him for like 70, 80 mil. But he's one of my favorite players just because of what he does. But in terms of raw defender, yeah, Milenkovic is a beast. And he's made Murillo better because Murillo has a screw up in him every now and again because he's obviously going to overcook it sometimes with some dribbles and stuff. And Milenkovic is like, yo, Murillo, you do what you got to do. I'm here to clean up any screw ups. That I got you covered, bro. You just go play ball. Just play freaking Brazilian style football. So I can't split it. I would say that we're just gonna have to agree that we'd both pick our own pairing, man. I honestly, because I could make a case for Saliba and Gabriel. Although I think Saliba's level has dropped slightly this season.
So do I.
If I'm being honest.
So do I.
And Gabriel's has gone up. You know, like last season, you'd say it's the other way around.
Yeah.
This one I'd struggle to pick. I just think our back, because we face more attacks against us. That's my argument for my boys, right? Whereas like it's the Liverpool fans that always like, oh, how can you say Virgil and Konate conceded less goals? You face less attacks, man.
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah. We're facing more attacks and keeping more clean sheets and more chances against us down. So, but that's my case. Look, well, what we do is what we do. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day on these lot. But yeah, if you want to do that split, if you want to do the Murillo-Gabriel split, we'll go 50-50, fine. But you could also do Saliba, Milenkovic. I think anything's fair.
Murillo's your right centre back, right?
Left.
Yeah,
left third.
Okay, cool. So I'm more than happy. Yeah.
You and Gabriel, yeah.
So wait, is this how I spell it? Milan.
Yeah.
Milan. So
yeah, let's do that. Put him on the right, Gabriel on the left.
Oh, I was gonna suggest. I would have put it as a poll to the. I would have put it as a poll to the. Unless you want to
do it, bro. It'd be an interesting poll. Okay,
cool. So.
Yo, TK, I'm loving your comments, yeah, but please spell Forest with one R, bro. I see that so many times, man. I don't know how people get double R in Forest, bro. It's just like I don't know what they like the schools, man. What's happened, but was the dictionary changed the way it's spelled? But shout out TK, he's putting some good comments in. I know. It's not at you, bro. I see it so many times. Even some Forest fans are seeing our comments putting double R. You're Dutch, allow me. Fair play, bro. Fair play.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna leave the poll open until we decide on the next position, which is one of the centre mids. So for me,
Partey. Let's not even debate it. Partey's been your best player this season.
See, I do you know what? Then let's talk about the other one. Then So wait, let me confirm something quickly. So in where Gibbs White is the 10, right?
10, yeah. He can play as an 8. Can play as an 8.
So who would you be putting forward in as a centre midfielder?
Problem we got, bro, in these positions, both our first choice have been out since the start of the season, like game or two in. Danilo is our 8, Brazilian kid, quality player.
Yeah.
He broke his ankle in the opening game against Bournemouth. And Sangare has had a hamstring injury. He's only played about 2 games this season. So normal 6 and 8 at the moment is Yates and either Dominguez or Elliot Anderson. Yates, I'm not his biggest fan, bro. He's a good disruptor of the play. Yeah. He'll get into their heads. He'll piss your fan base off on Saturday. He'll definitely play. He'll break the game up. He'll get fouls. He'll foul players. Probably pick up a yellow card. Yeah, he's got all that kind of shithousery about him. But I like more purist footballers. Sorry. So he would be up against Partey anyway. So I think Partey's better than him. In the 8, I mean, Elliot or Dominguez is the ones they kind of rotate a little. So that would be our. I mean, what are you saying there?
Rice.
Is he fit?
I mean, he played in our last game, and he
broke his toe or something or other, didn't he? And missed the international break. The thing with Rice, I rate him a lot, but not this season. I don't think he's been all that this season. I think he's been good on dead balls, but I think Partey's completely outshone him.
100%. But I also think that a lot of the Declan Rice hate this season is overcooked. Like, I think up until
it goes back to standards, is my point. If I compared him to last season, he was a baller last season.
Yeah, he was.
He's not been crap this season, but I'm talking like compared to where he should be, his standards. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like last season, whenever you saw him play amazing, he was most likely playing in this as the 6 and not the 8. And
not the 8. Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of the issue, right? And I think it was the second international break that England played Ireland. Yeah. So I think up until the second international break, I think he was poor. I feel like all of the criticism was justified. But I feel like in that game against Republic of Ireland, for England at least, he stepped up massively. And then since then, I think he's played really well. Like, but then it's just a case of Arsenal have been playing poor. So a lot of the time, he's been one of our better performers in a team that's been lackluster. And also, as well, you got to think like he's had to play in a midfield with no creativity when he's not a creative player himself. So then a lot of people are probably looking at Rice and going, well, what are you really doing? Because Arsenal aren't creating. But he's not the person that's meant to be creating. It's meant to be Ødegaard. So as soon as Ødegaard comes in the team and Rice now has a creative outlet in the midfield, he's now going back to the things that he's good at doing. If you know what I mean, instead of
he's linking up better with Ødegaard, and then there's that supply line, rather than it being, lacking creativity. It's your call, man. I mean, the only other because then look, we might as well talk about the 6, the 8s, and the 10s together, right? Because I want Morgan Gibbs-White in the team, but I want Ødegaard in the team as well.
You think Ødegaard deserves to go in the team this season, based off this season? Because I don't think
this season. Not off this season, but his importance to your team has shown. You know what I'm saying? Without him, you've had zero creativity, bro. That would be my argument for Ødegaard.
I hear
in his absence, you can see what you've missed.
So are you suggesting?
I'm saying Gibbs-White 8 with Partey 6, Ødegaard 10. That's a midfield right there.
But you know what? Yeah, do you know what? But with that, I can't. With that midfield, it would feel so much better if you just had like imagine having Declan Rice at like in the 6 at the base of the midfield, and then Morgan Gibbs White and Erdegaard playing as like double 8s, double 10s. Like that would be a.
So we could flip it then. We could go 4-3-2. But Callum Hudson-Odoi needs to come. All right. I'll tell you what.
4-3-3. We could do 4-3-3.
No, that won't work. That won't work.
Was it not?
Either is it. All right. I'll tell you what. Go Party, Rice. You're gonna have to drop Odegaard then. We can go on your rules that he hasn't technically played. Your chat is saying drop Rice, bro. I mean, the chat's saying drop Rice.
Drop Rice. Okay. So we could do this, no? Part A, Erdegaard,
Gibbs White, yeah,
and Gibbs White. We could do that. But then I guess we could just go. I could go back to the 4-2-3-1, and it doesn't. I guess
fine,
at this point it's just like
it still works.
Oh wow. Okay.
You almost want like a 4-1-2-3 if there's even such a formation. 1-2. Is there one? 4-1-2-3? Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Now we're cooking, yeah. Bro, I like that midfield, you know. That's a quality midfield.
That's ball. That midfield is playing ball, isn't it? That midfield is definitely playing
That's
ball.
got creativity in there, man.
And I'm sorry to say, but Gabriel has defeated Murillo.
What was the percentage on that?
58% Gabriel. So it's not too. It's not too.
Bro, on an Arsenal channel, it was pushed that close. It was pushed that close.
See that. The one thing about the village is not biased. It is not.
I'll give the chat credit, man. They've looked at it objectively. Looked at it objectively.
So, I mean, let's start with the hardest position in this front three. The left wing.
But it's got to be Hudson, bro. Who you putting? Are you putting Drossard? Are you putting Martinelli? Where you got on the table there, bro?
I can't actually put anyone, can I?
I think this front three is easy. I think Saka right, Hudson-Odoi left, and Cristiano Ronaldo up front, bro. That's job done.
It literally is that easy, isn't it? It literally is that easy.
I'm trying to. I mean, what were you saying on Kai Havertz, bro? What's your take on it? We're never talking on your take on Havertz, like 1-to-1 here. What are you saying on him?
I like Havertz as a player. I think he's been. So I think what's happened with Havertz is he's been massively misprofiled. So he was brought in to be an 8, so play the left 8. That's where he was meant to play, but that's not his position. And then he got put into the 9, and he played false 9. And I feel like he started to find a bit of confidence, and he started to find a bit of form, and he became our best goal scorer. But where Havertz is actually meant to play, and where I mean everybody that watched him at Leverkusen, is he needs to be the shadow striker. He needs to be behind the number 9. He needs to. He's someone who thrives when he's not the person who's relied upon to score goals, but he is someone that does like to crash the box and get inside the box and score goals. And the thing is, a lot of the Arsenal fan base grill him into the ground, absolutely grill him into the ground. But he ended the season, I think, either our first or second top goal scorer. He may have just been behind Saka. He may have even scored more. But currently this season, he scored the most goals for Arsenal. So I hear when people say Arsenal need a traditional number 9, because I agree. Arsenal do need a traditional number 9.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you can grill Havertz as much as you are, because he's effectively playing a role that isn't his role, and he's playing it at a good level. Like, I'm not one of them fans that think
I know what you're saying, bro, but like, I'll be honest with you. I still to this day don't know what his position is. That's my thing with him. Even when he was at Chelsea, I still wasn't sure what he was. And if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm looking at it thinking, what did you spend on him? 65, wasn't it? About that?
which is not a lot of money, by the way.
It's not a lot, but you could have got Tony for 40 mil. I kind of compare it to what you could and should have had. You didn't need a Havertz at that stage. Yes, he surprised everyone, including the Arsenal fans last season, with the amount of goals he got. But I still don't know. I get what you're saying, shadow striker in there, but even there, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. He's just one of those players. He's like almost jack of all trades, master of none, kind of. That's a harsh way of putting it. But for me, for 3 years, you lot have been crying out for an out and out number 9. I can't believe you didn't get Tony in the summer. I don't care if he's got this attitude thing that everyone was talking about. He bangs in goals. That's what you need. If you had a Tony in your team 2 seasons ago, when you were 8 points clear, you would have walked the league with the chances you were creating.
Probably. Yeah.
And you just haven't addressed it. You haven't addressed this number 9 position. And I don't know how Arsenal fans aren't up in arms about it. Havertz has done a good job, better than most expected. But you put a prolific 9 with Odegaard and Saka in behind and Martinelli coming back into form. And you got someone who just knows where the back of the net is. Then you can seriously start to talk about a title race. And I think that's on Arteta or on Edu. Whichever one of them didn't sign you the number 9, that's on them.
Do you know what? Yeah, I don't blame. So I don't slew Havertz because I don't think that it's Havertz's fault that he got misprofiled as an 8 and actually turned out to be a better 9 than an 8. When in reality, he's not a super 9. He's more of a 10, like, but not a creative 10. He's literally a shadow striker. That's literally his.
Bro.
If you say to him, sit behind the striker, and when there's space, take advantage of it. That's what he does best. But I can blame Arteta and Edu for not recognizing, cool, we need someone more prolific to play ahead of him.
You know the problem with this, bro, that I don't hear enough of this discussion in the Arsenal fan base is Arteta, like you said, Arteta or Edu or both brought him in as an 8. Yeah. That's the point here. They brought him in as an 8, which means they were still ignoring the 9 position and he just fell into it. You've got Jesus, who was being converted into a right winger towards the end of his time at Man City. Wasn't a 9. It's like those two are anti-9. And I'm looking at thinking, we got Edu coming. He better not bring that hatred for a number 9 with him, yeah? And I just think the blame is on either Edu or Arteta, bro, on that.
Yeah, 100%. Like, this is the thing. This is why the only time you may see me slew Havertz is if I'm watching the game and there's a chance that should be really easy for him to score and he doesn't score it. That's the only time. But I can't. I'm not one of them fans that can just slew a guy because he doesn't score as many goals as this other guy that you want that Arsenal decided to not sign. I can't slew Havertz for that. Because while Havertz has been here, he's been our top goal scorer.
Yeah.
He's actually been our top goal scorer. Maybe he hasn't scored as many goals as you would have liked him to. But again, like you said, he was signed as an 8. He wasn't even signed to score goals.
Exactly.
So I always implore people, cool, you can want better than Havertz. I want better than Havertz in the 9. But the people that you should actually be slewing is Arteta and Edu. Not 100%. Do you know what I mean? It's not Havertz's fault. So and I mean, like, look, I feel like if this was maybe a I don't know, Arsenal x Crystal Palace combined 11, or you know, an Arsenal.
You're having Ketia back in there, bro.
Like, even he hasn't scored any goals. Well, he hasn't scored any.
Do you know how much of a head loss I had when we were linked to him in the summer? I was literally about to rip everything related to Forest off my wall in my house and everything, man, if they signed him. Bro, I got in touch with the people I know at the club and said, "Don't you fucking dare, man! Don't you dare!" Yeah, and look at him now: 0 goals, 0 assists, man. And you robbed Palace of 30. But I called up my mates, my YouTube mates, Palace fans. I was like, "Thank you for taking that bullet, man.
Yeah,
For taking that bullet."
it's a
God
best
damn.
man. I like. There's a Palace fan that I know that whenever I talk to him, I'm like, bro, thank you, man, thank you, thank you so much. But yeah, if it was a look, let's be real. Chris Wood has arguably on form, so I'd say the last maybe 5 games, been the best striker in the league. It's debatable across the whole season because then people will argue, but Haaland's the top goal scorer, which I hear.
Yeah.
But I guess the difference for me between Chris Wood and Haaland is I think Haaland's ability to play is shocking. Like to me, he's just I score goals. Like, but all his other elements of his play, I think, at least at Man City, have looked so poor. Whereas I feel like Chris Wood is a lot better in other facets of the game, which is quite surprising because I thought I would think it'd be the other way around. But I think Chris Wood better at link up play personally. Chris Wood better at hold up. I think it's probably Haaland is the better finisher.
Yeah.
I think Chris Wood is probably the more consistent aerial threat. Don't get me wrong, Haaland is still an aerial. I feel like Chris Wood is the more conventional aerial threat. Like, he won't do things that you don't really expect to be done in the air, but he's always a threat in the air. Whereas Haaland might do some weird, like, volley that you just never expect or didn't even know that the human body could do at some weird angle. That's probably the only difference with them in the air.
And pace, man. Haaland's got him killed on pace. Chris Wood has no pace. And I hear what you're saying. I think Man City's style doesn't suit Haaland. Like, if you look at him back in Germany, when he had a bit of grass to run into, that's when he could kill it. But because Man City are always on the front foot in the opposition's half, yeah, he's not a technical player, a dribbler with the ball. If they would give him space like he was getting at Dortmund, then you see more out of Haaland. So I get what you're saying, but he's a machine. As is Chris Wood this season, but Chris Wood's more an enigma this season than a machine, bro. Because he just doesn't stop scoring. Like, his profile, I don't like his striker style profile. I prefer a quicker striker myself. But you have to love the man. He just doesn't stop banging them in right now. He got a hat trick midweek on international duty. Okay, it's for New Zealand and what have you, but he's still scoring the goals. But yeah, second top goal scorer. He's on fire, man. He's on fire.
Who do you think's been your best player this season?
For me, it's between Aina and Milenkovic.
Okay.
The defensive record speaks for itself. Chris Wood definitely has been amazing. But that, game in, game out, the foundations. I always look at the foundations on the spine, man. Milenkovic has been the game changer for me. I would probably go Milenkovic.
So you definitely think that you've been better defensively than offensively.
Yeah, 100%. But we've been quick on the transit. So our attacks have been quick, sharp, punchy on the transition, on the counter attack. You know what I'm saying? That's like we've been pretty prolific when we've gone forward. We just don't create as many chances as I would like.
Okay. Just to check really quickly, like you wouldn't try and combat Saka with Elanga? I
don't rate Elanga, bro. Elanga's a pace merchant and he's got no confidence right now. Like, he can't lay Saka's boots up. Like, Saka, he sometimes I hear him get stick and stuff, yeah, but you just gotta respect his hustle, man. He is a solid player. He always puts the shift in. He gets good goals. Yeah. You can't knock him, man. Like, the stuff he went through when he missed that penalty for England.
Yeah.
You've seen, bigger name profile and break after stuff like that, and he just bounced straight back. You gotta respect it.
100%.
I think he's quality. Yeah.
I think he's this is why I need Arsenal to win a major this season, because I think the only thing that's stopping Saka from breaking through the realms is the fact that he hasn't won a major yet. But I feel like him winning that major, that feeling of winning a big trophy is gonna push him on further and further to get more. It will unlock a new hunger within him, and I feel like we'll see an even better Saka. So this is why, Arsenal, please just Champions League or Premier League this season, man. Just please, man. Like, just on a not even just for my mental health, just for the players' mental health. Like, because if we don't win anything this season, I personally think the team will be broken apart. Next season, we'll see a completely different Arsenal team. Completely different Arsenal team. Like, that includes manager. You know, maybe some players will stay, but a few of them will go. And I don't want to say another rebuild, but whatever manager comes in next is probably going to have a lot of key positions to fill. So that's why, for the sake of everyone's mental health, we need to win something big this season. But people, this is the combined 11, which I think is a fairly good team. You know, Raya in goal. Someone actually said how to pronounce it.
It's Aina. Yeah, I like say it like it's your eye in the Aina.
Aina. Where was it? Someone actually told me how to pronounce it. Oh, here we go.
Ola Aina.
Ola Aina. Okay, cool. If I'm butchering your name and you're watching this by some chance, I apologize. But yeah, if you can send me through, you know, a signed shirt, that would be great.
I know. If you want to jump on the channel, bro.
Let's go, man. We got Milenkovic, Gabriel, and Timber in the back line. We got a midfield three of Partey, Erdegaard, and Gibbs-White. We've got a front three of Saka, Wood, and Hudson-Odoi. So I guess final two questions.
And Nuno as manager. Let's not forget.
It's a piece. And Nuno as manager. Nuno is the manager. So I guess final two questions from me is what trophies do you think that this team could win in a season?
Bro, I look at that and I think that wins the league.
You think he wins the league?
I like that midfield, bro. I think that midfield is balanced. There's some flair in there. Like if I was like being super objectively critical, long term, I'd want a new striker in that team. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If we had this team between us next year with a new striker, I like that. I would win the league with that, man. Would win the league with that.
Okay, cool. And then obviously, final question: what's your score prediction for tomorrow? Well, sorry, Saturday, not tomorrow.
Saturday. Tomorrow. I got a feeling we beat you 1-0, bro.
1-0.
1-0. Okay. We ended your title race 2 years ago. I think we end it again this year. Same scoreline, 1-0.
Okay.
I just think you're gonna play into our hands. If Arteta was smart, he wouldn't go so aggressive and just be patient, get a goal, win the game. I just think he's under pressure in terms of not the fans or the board. He's under pressure from the thing that's always in his mind, Pep. He's worried that if he leaves too much of a gap now on Pep, he's not getting anything. You know what I mean? I'm going 1-0 Forest. I think he'll play into our hands. I think Nuno out-tactics him.
I mean, so TK said if we lose, sack Arteta in the tunnel. If Arteta gets out-tacticked by Nuno, sack him in the tunnel. Because I think getting, no disrespect to Nuno, he's been great this season. But if you're getting out-tacticked, whatever it is, by by Nuno, then that's damning. That's really damning. But look, people, you know, obviously we're done there. You know, we got the combined 11. We're both ready for the game.
When he was at Wolves, bro, I was trying to think back. At Wolves, he beat you a couple of times, I think. I don't know. I'll check it out. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. You tried to do the little shot there, but it's cool. Go do your research. You can come back. It's fine. It's
Your
fine.
side piece came out.
You know, I say you can put it away. Put it away. But yeah, no, obviously, Wolfie, thanks for coming through. Like I said, people, Forest Fan TV channel is in the title. There is no excuse. Go and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Remember, on the way out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, drop a comment. We are trying to grow, and I'm going to be sending you over to Lee Gunner's stream. Just, drop him a like, let him know where you come from, give him the hooks raid, and I will catch you next time.